out for you know, for women. These women are the ones that find the most contentiousness with it. They're the ones that have the most problem with it. When I let sisters who have their own feminine instincts and know that they're women read it, they say, well, thank goodness you wrote it and put it in there. You know, my style does not offend them, because you know I'm about cutting with a sword. And they understand that. And they see what I'm saying. But they know it's from all love. They know it's from the love. And I can't do it any other way. Most of the sisters who are out there who have been brainwashed and mind-fucked by Oprah, Harpo, she has made them believe that in order to approach women today, we got to mollycoddle and sidestep them, throw a rose in front of them, have some meat there so that they don't attack you, and while you're talking to them, while they're eating, they're distracted. That's bullshit. I ain't never approached my woman like that 10 million years ago, and I ain't gonna approach her like that today. That's the white man doing that shit to you. So when I speak to my sister, they ain't got no problem with the sisters writing books, talking straight at me as a man about how fucked up I am. Well, turnabout's fair play. I'll say it as it's you. You know, hey sister, hey, you fucked up too. I'm fucked up, no doubt. Guilty. But you fucked up too. And where you fucked up, you ain't been saying. I've been reading all your books. You don't put down how fucked up you are. You understand? And that's with love. But you put down how fucked up I am. And granted, you're right. Guilty, fucked up. But I'm still waiting to see how you fucked up.
A beautiful thing. You mind me saying? A beautiful thing happened as far as I'm concerned. Shahrazad Ali told him.
Oh yeah. But see, Shahrazad came from the streets. Sister came from the streets, and she was too deep for him because you couldn't out argue her. You know, she one of the sisters who you couldn't out argue. You want to get loud, she get loud. You know.
She was like holy water on.
Yeah, but you know what it was. See, the thing is, I had to take it from that vein, so that the sisters could understand that it was not about me being confrontational. Some sisters from Indianapolis got real upset about the book and said, you know, when she said, well, I said, did you read the book? No, I was thumbing through it. I said, in the book, I put down the expressed instructions that you must read it from beginning to end to understand what it was saying, so you don't take it out of context. Well, I was just thumbing through the book and I came to the part where the clitoris was. And I said, oh, okay, what do you want to know about it? You say that women ain't supposed to have a clitoris? I said, it's not about they ain't supposed to have it. They never did have one. Only after the fall, only after the degeneration cycle happened, did men begin to grow prepuces around their heads, and that women began to grow that part of them. But you don't know that history that far back. And if you understand what the history of these two instruments are and how they became what they became, you'll understand that we devolved. We didn't evolve into that. We devolved into what we are today. We are the lower species structure of what our ancestors used to be. So this is not how our ancestors used to look. And that's why our ancestors, at the time they were going through that trauma, initiated certain rituals in desperation to try to keep their integrity intact. And what did they do? They initiated the circumcision rite. And at that point, when the clitoris was removed, that's when she became a woman. When the prepuce was removed, that's when he became a man. Has anybody taken the time to try to understand why your African ancestors did this for 10,000 years?
Is that...
How is it that we are arguing about cutting off and doing circumcision rites that your ancestors did for 10,000 years? Did you ask them why they did it for 10,000 years? Instead of saying that men forced women to cut off their clitoris? That was bullshit. That was when the Arabs came. They were doing all that fucking mutilation bullshit. But your African ancestors had an intelligent reason, through desperation, to do something to circumvent what happened. And that's what the purpose of circumcision was. It devolved now into a rite that became a rite or a ritual that lost its true meaning, but its true meaning was scientific at the time it was happening. And it was not done in the way it does today, the butchery that's being done today. It was never done that way. So you have to learn the history first. So then the argument with the sisters degenerated because the sisters telling me that we don't want you to talk on the wounded womb when you come here. I said, you don't never tell me what to talk about and what not to talk. You may give me an idea of what you might want me to talk about. You gonna tell me what not to talk about? Well, we got somebody here, some women from the schools, some intellectual women and scholars that would contest. I say, bring them. You can bring them all, but you can't tell me what not to speak about. And until they've read the book And until they have gone over the 153 different references I put in the back of the book, and when I asked her, I said, did you read the back of the book? Did you see how many references I had back there? No. I said, well, how are you going to have an argument with me? You can't have an argument unless you're talking scholarship. Look in the back there first before you make your argument. And that was the problem. I canceled the gig. You know, because I don't like that kind of, you know, that manipulation. That's a gamesmanship. I'm trying to discover, and every day I discover. If somebody discovers something that was incorrect, and I was incorrect in that, bring me the proof that I was incorrect of that, and I will definitely make the effort the next time I have a lecture to say, well, hey, I found new things here. This was brought to me, and I have to now tailor the information, or at least cut that information out, and then bring this in here so that we can rectify that. I'm not here to try to big myself up on this information. It's out here. I interpret it this way, and as a result, I have taken the information and applied it. That's the difference. That's the difference. There's people who read shit and then talk to you from what they read. They said this author did that and that author did that. Oh, that author said this and that author said that. Well, look at what this author said. And most of the authors that they're quoting from is white people. So where's your own intuitive sponsored intelligence? Can your melanin now say, hey, based upon that information, I don't need to read anymore. Check what the dynamics are in this. And this is my melanin talking to you, not me quoting some white boy from a fucking book. So I don't need to, I could read the white boy, but when I'm coming to you with open heart to tell you this what the white boy took, here's what the deal is. Check this out. I'm not trying to big his shit up because he wrote a book. I'm going to apply what it is he stole. And if I apply and the right results come back to me, then I'm going to speak on it. And I'm going to apply that. So people come from rhetoric and teach you from rhetoric. Because it's all rhetoric unless you apply it. So I deal with applied scholarship. Well, everybody else, most people, are dealing from rhetorical scholarship. So you can't put the two together. When I speak about women, on women's menstrual cycles and all those things, I applied that information to the sisters and saw the results. And the sisters know. I can give you the numbers of the sisters. They'll talk to you. And so, unless you apply the science I'm talking about in the wounded womb, then how could you argue about what is right or wrong just because you happen to have a vagina? You're the one bleeding and sick and going through all kind of shit. I'm trying to show you why you're doing that. And it's not because I'm trying to dominate or I got it. And the sister said, the sisters down there said the reason why you wrote the books because you got problem with women. Who don't? Women got problems with women. What you talking about?
It's a program.
That's for nonsense. I don't have problems with women. We all got problems with what's going on out there. And I've been able to decipher what the problems are for the men, which is the book I'm writing. The book for the men now is called Path of the Virtuous Man. All right? How the womb, from the womb to the tomb, I don't know what I'm going to call it for, but as far as, Khalid said, Khalid and me always had these running pitch battles. But he said, the wounded womb, what about the persecuted penis? Well, I'm going to be speaking on the persecuted penis, but I'm going to talk about the fact that the penis itself has been a persecutor. See? So we could talk about the persecuted penis, but how is the penis as persecutor? So we could deal with both sides of it. Men, I'm gonna pull the task to men too. But I've been showing that the men, every time I've spoken on the wounded womb, I'm talking about how fucked up we are as men.
That's right. I've
never not said that we ain't fucked. I'm writing that book because we as men, if we're gonna raise up ourselves, we gotta take our young men from that fucking academy, that indoctrinational academy they call the education system. Until that time happens, we're going to have black boys swinging dicks, people looking for bling bling. See, once you put them in there, they're just looking for bling. You take them out of that shit, put them into academies where they're teaching them from the beginning, you're going to have men. And then you ain't going to be crying about this. You won't have to go through that shit anymore.
NBA too.
There it is.
They snatching them up now.
Oh, yeah.
17, 18 years old now.
Yeah. They
throwing white girls all at
16.
them, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Throwing all the white girls at them.
But see, the NBA are the warrior class.
Oh, right.
The NBA, the football players, that's our warrior class. They snatched the warrior class.
That's right.
And they put them into sports. The warrior class that if you don't feed them and you give them the shit that they want, those are motherfuckers that you could field an army with. That's the warrior class is who they locking down. Because not everybody can play sports, so they got to go down and get themselves. I mean, most of the criminal element is your warrior class. Those are the strong ones, the long arms, the lean, long brothers that you see out there. Strong, angular, muscular brothers, buff brothers. Those are the young kids out there that you would take and mold into a Shaka army to defend and to make into men instead of predators. You see, yes, brother.
Y'all have no questions?
I have a statement. Comment. That's what it. When it starts, that's all keeps coming back down to war. Because once they see that start happening, Peckerwood's got to move in on us. You know, I'm just, you know, if they see you start to converting men to that, that's against the law of this land. Black manhood is illegal in America.
Yes,
as a form that I got. And that's what I'm talking about.
You're right.
Let me say this. I remember.
You explained, sorry.
Okay.
You explained the Bible. What about the Quran?
Well, the Quran, the Quran, being that it's the last revealed word, the last part of the revealed word, I'm suspect of that. Why? Because most of Christianity has been trying to fight Islam from the beginning. And Islam is an offshoot of the same triumvirate. Judaism, Christianity, and Islam all have the same prophets. And if they share the same prophets, they share the same bullshit.
I would like for you to do a tape on Islam.
Yeah.
Cause I don't see nobody out there got nothing on that.
Ain't they all
Muhammad
just
and
Prophet Muhammad, they say, was the last revealer of the word. Well, essentially,
Seal of the prophet.
the seal of the prophet, What I say to that is, there is no last messenger.
That's right. And never.
There would not, that means that they have already stopped you from looking for any leaders that would give you spiritual guidance. By telling anybody in that field or in the religion of Islam that your last messenger has come, which means you're not looking for someone to teach you the way right today. That you'll be stuck in old values and old ways. And so that way they circumvented anybody coming up from the ranks that someone would look to for the new Muqti. And once that happens, what happens? You know, you look for the great, the leaders, you look for the great prophet, and who may come in another child, as another child, to take you out of it, to change the whole form of the religion, thus completely invalidating the leadership of Islam today for everything that's being done. You see, that's why I say any organization that is created becomes an inherent evil after a while. It begins to predate and to persecute those that they were first created to serve. Yes, brother.
I was going to say, I see the Quran is dangerous. The language it uses is always talking about punishing somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, and see, people are fanatics about this, and they're going to carry it out. Since no Allah is going to come